So just some reminders before we get into the video. First reminder is to make sure that you're keeping an eye out and an ear out for the key word for this lesson. Reminder number 2 is to make sure you're taking notes. Include the date, lesson number, aim, and standards to help you refer back in your notes. Let's get to it. Welcome back. We are in Unit 2, all about ratios, rates, and proportions. This is what our aim is going to be for Lesson 1. How can we use ratios, rates, and proportions? And we're going to start off with a warm-up saying, what do you remember about ratios? So just think about what you remember, and we'll go from there. All right, so ratios. Ratios can be written in 3 different ways. You can write it as a fraction. You can write it as words. You can also write it with a colon. 3 different ways. Okay, so let's get into our notes for today. A ratio is going to be a comparison between 2 numbers by division. As we talked about it, ratios can be written 3 different ways. Now, a rate is a ratio that compares 2 quantities with different units. So that's the key difference between a ratio and a rate, the different units. And then a proportion are 2 equivalent fractions that are set equal to each other. And we're going to be using proportions a lot between this unit and next unit. Okay, so let's try our first problem with ratios. So here they're saying Susie is baking cookies and has to include 4 tablespoons of vanilla for every 6 tablespoons of sugar. You want to figure out what the ratio of sugar to the total tablespoons used in the recipe. So if you noticed, I highlighted things that were similar. So sugar was highlighted in the same colors, and then vanilla was highlighted in another color, and then total tablespoons used in the recipe was another, because those are the 3 different numbers that you need. All right, so for tablespoons of sugar, you need 6 tablespoons of sugar. And then for your total tablespoons of sugar, you have to take 4 and you have to take your 6, add them together, and get 10. But you're not done yet. You can simplify your 6 to 10. Both can be divided by 2, and then you would get 3 to 5, 3 over 5, 3 to 5. Again, these would be your answers or possible answers to this. Again, you always want to simplify it. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2, we have a 2-parter. We have a question in the first part and then 2A. So number 2 is asking, a rectangle has a width of 2 inches and a length of 12 inches. What is the ratio of the area of the rectangle to the perimeter of the rectangle? So they're giving us the width. They're giving us the length of the rectangle. We need to figure out the area to the perimeter. So you have to think about what the formulas for area and perimeter are. So area for a rectangle is length times width, and then your perimeter is when you add all the sides. If you need to actually draw out the rectangle, you should. If not, you don't have to. So here is your area. So we have an area equals length times width. So we have 12 times 2, and that's going to give us 24 is our area. Your perimeter is going to be adding up all the sides. So we have 2 widths, so 2 plus 2, and then we're adding 12 plus 12 because we have 2 lengths to make a rectangle. So we have 4 plus 24. The perimeter is going to be 28. So now we have to write the area to the perimeter. Area to the perimeter. So area is 24 to 28. But you can simplify that and it becomes 6 to 7. Right? 6 over 7. Or you can write it 6 to 7. That's your ratio. Then part 2A is justifying the reasoning. If the rectangle was doubled in size, would that affect the ratio? So what I would suggest is calculate your new area and perimeter, and then you can compare it. So if we doubled in size, let's see. Well, let's see. Hold on. This would affect it. You would have your width of 4 now and your length of 24. So your area would be 96 and your perimeter would be 56. So your area to perimeter would be 96 to 56. That would simplify 12 to 7. So that would be different. So it definitely would affect the ratio. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, the last one, the last guided practice question. It's a lot, but try it on your own and we'll go over it. Okay, so in Louisville, 40% of the population is female, 60% are males, 36% of Louisville's population is under 18. The ratio of males to females who are under 18 is 2 to 1. If there are 1,176 males who are under 18, what is the population of females who are over 18? Okay, so let's try this out. So we're trying to figure out the total number of females who are over 18. So we're going to set a proportion up. Under 18, there's a total of 1,176 males. You want to try and figure out the total. Which is going to be our variable. 36% of the population is going to be under 18 total. So we have 100 out of 100%. So you want to figure out the total number of male and female, so then you can find the difference and figure out the number of females. So this is just one way you can figure out the females who are under 18. So here we have, you want to cross multiply. We're going to get 36x equals 176,400. Divide both sides by 36. This cancels out. X equals 4,900, which is the total population. Okay. If you think about this, you have your 4,900 total population. You know 40% of that is going to be female, so you're going to say 1,960 females total in Louisville. Another part I want to know is that 2 to 1 are going to be under, so males to females. So we already know it's 1,176 males are under 18. So here would be 588, and your total is 1,764. So remember, these are females in total in Louisville. And then now you know how many females are under 18, which is this number right here. You're going to use that to figure out how many females are over 18. So the difference between the total number of females in Louisville minus your females under, which is 588, so minus 588, is going to give you 1,372 females over 18. So that's what your answer will be. 1,372 females over 18. Okay. So if you're in class, please continue to complete your independent work. If you're at home, make sure you check Google Classroom for your assignment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.